sometimes I feel like with these videos, I'm just basically saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over in different words and different phrases. Got my little juicer running today. I thought about something. People talk about this the end of the world. I don't think so. I think you've always had recessions and depression. It's like you've always had pandemics, influenza. I think that we're a changing society where we've never had this ability to move populations the way you have now. You know, I think I think those unique things I just mentioned here make any pandemic 10 times worse because the stuff's able to reach so far. Obama said something during the Ebola thing that really hit me, and I think about it every so often. Obama said, because a lot of folks were mad, they were like, why didn't he quarantine? Why didn't they do this? They should have shut down the airports and stuff. And Obama said, in this age we have now, of planes that can fly around the world and stuff, that quarantine, it's not really possible. And I don't know why I remember that speech, but this coronavirus has really brought it home to me. He's right. I'm not going that far to say it's not any good, but we really are kind of in an age now to where you can't do that. As I said earlier in my previous video, these pandemics are worldwide issues. Like I said, I don't believe that this is some kind of, the end of the world, the Antichrist is coming. I don't believe that. To me, capitalism is like a bunch of criminals. Not saying everybody's capitalist is, but to me, capitalism is kind of like the rule of the criminals. And then when they fuck up, their friends bail them out. That to me is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a system that has basically said, F you. And you've always had these kind of things, these kind of issues, these kind of problems, but you always had systems to protect the people. And I did a video a while back where I spoke about how I think most people know there's plans, martial law, continuity of government. And I think most folks don't care because they have no reason to care. Most people are not virologists. I'm not a virologist. Most people are not got a 4-year degree in infectious diseases. That's not what we want to do. We want to go home and enjoy ourselves. And I think that with Trump and with this disaster capitalism, the last stage capitalism, what the president, what these people are basically saying is, fuck you to the states. We're not going to help you. And I fear that Trump has set a very dangerous precedent. I don't think I ever expected to see a president say that in the middle of a crisis, that the states are complainers, that they shouldn't be crying about this stuff, even though we know the states are getting machines that are not even working. Yeah. InfoWars was talking about how basically trying to say that they're complaining, they should be thankful for what they get. They're not even getting all of what they were told they're gonna get. Not even getting like a fifth or a sixth of what they're asking for. And some of them don't even work. And this is a tragedy. I think America has lost her first world status. And even after this, we're gonna still have the military. We're gonna go right back to saber rattling and threatening people, because that's what an empire in decline does. It's threatening people because it wants to maintain control, but it can't. And now I think America has lost that soft power. I mean, you've got doctors and people who still care. One thing I fear with Trump is that the good people will die off. the doctors, the doctor, people that are in the government that actually do, like me, feel as though this is a global health crisis. It's not about America. It's not about New York City. It's a global health crisis, and we have to deal with this and the next one's coming as global health crisis. I fear that those people will eventually be fired by Trump. I mean, whether it be the Secretary of the Navy that came against Trump for not wanting to allow a war criminal to be allowed back into the Navy and get their rank back, or whether it be this captain I heard about on a ship that was relieved of duty. I fear that these people, they're the last level of integrity America has. I talked about this with Snowden, that I felt like Snowden is my hope. We talk about integrity, we talk about what, the danger of all this spying and stuff. The only real thing we've got is people who are willing to lose their career to do the right thing. That ain't easy. That's hard. That man, I said before, Snowden will never, ever be able to just go to Times Square and hang out with his family. He can't do that. He can't. I told you, the bullet that takes his life may not even be made yet. It might not even exist yet. The dude that pulled the trigger on Snowden may not even be born. Maybe a baby right now. That gun may not even be, the model of gun that kills him might not even be manufactured yet. But his death, it's that real to me. I don't understand why he wants to come back to America. I feel like Trump would use him. See, Trump uses people for optics. He does. The parting of Arpaio, the parting of Blagojevich, all those guys, that's it's optics. He's a friend to the slime. He's a friend to the trash. I don't think he likes them, but he's a friend to them. And he wants them to know that I'm your boy. I'm your guy. I got you. I just feel like, me and my dad was talking about all those folks that were charging Stone, and Trump told the Attorney General. The Attorney General told them like he wants to downplay the charges for Roger Stone, and all the attorneys immediately resigned because that's not justice. That's not how that works. You don't get to do that. And my dad was like, well, they shouldn't do that because they're giving up. I agree with my dad. But if they don't do that, see, to me, it's like this. I used to be scared of dying and all this terrorist stuff. I've just come to the point now to where, as a man that has integrity and believes in truth and equality and all that, we're living in times that try men's souls, and that the best you can hope for is that you're able to engage in jury nullification, or you're able to speak up and say, no, I'm not a part of the fascism. I'm not a part of this. That's the best you can hope for. If they don't do that, it will make people think, well, I guess the Justice Department goes along with this. No. Same thing with that captain that got relieved from duty. Same thing with the Secretary of the Navy. Other people. These are people the recent intelligence guy that Trump got fired, Colonel Vindman, the diplomat woman, all these people have integrity. It stepped up and basically said, hey, the Americans need to look at this. You need to see this. And they will punish as a result of it. I think it's very tragic. But that's my fear, is that all those folks will get run out. And that's Trump. That's when Trump was making that big deal about the whistleblower, even after you had Vindman and all those guys, we knew what that was about. Trump, I'm not going to say he doesn't care, but it wasn't about those people. It was about the whistleblower, because Trump really wanted to put that man's life in danger. And all the whistleblowers in the future, he wanted to let you know, hey, if you come out and you tell on me, I'm going to get you killed. I'm going to get your children killed. I'm going to get your family killed. And I got this thing with the Secretary Anthony Fauci, the gentleman of the CDC. You know, he's got a security detail. Can you imagine that? He's the head of the CDC in this country, and he's got to have. This country is sick. That's why I say this is not the end of the world. This is just fascism. This is how fascism is. We're a country at war with itself, where capitalism over the last decade or two has slowly stopped contributing, stopped participating in social programs and things that would lessen the stress. That's gone with. We're at war, as I said before, and you've got a president going after people who have any sort of legitimacy. I think that's tragic. I mean, that is terrifying to me. Whether it be the Anthony Fauci threats, he's trying to downplay that. I really respect that, but I think he needs to come out and talk about it. He wants to not be political, but he needs to talk about it. That there's people trying to get him killed. I think that is so tragic. I do. And I've said it before, to anybody that wants to go work in a hospital or anything like that, I mean, I almost don't understand why. What are you fighting for? People like that? People that want to get you killed for speaking out, for speaking the truth? What are you doing? Peace.